everyone. We have an update for everybody. I don't know what Samantha's posted, but I figure I'll bring everyone up to speed. So there's Luke. He looks happy. He's sleeping right now. He's holding his little giraffe. And by and large, he is acting and looking as good as he's ever looked or acted. He smiles, he coos, and he seems great. As far as the general symptoms go, we're running a bunch of blood work and cultures on him, a bunch of things just to see if there's anything going on that we don't know about. His heart rate's elevated. However, that's not the actual news. Those are just some things that are going on. So the actual news is we had those MRI scans done, and we got the results of them today. And the results appear that he has multiple, who knows how many, well, I mean they do, but it's more than, it's like 10 or more, what look like tumors in his brain, which basically is what happens with this particular cancer is when it spreads, metastasize typically in the brain. So with some cancers, they metastasize different places. Like colon cancer likes to metastasize on the liver. This one likes to metastasize in the brain. And what that just means is you start getting little tumors over there. And what we were originally hoping for is there were blood clots. And so there's a possibility that some of them are blood clots. But there are some that have, from the initial scans that we had several weeks ago to the scans we did just recently, that have grown pretty significantly from what they look like, meaning that it's without a biopsy, all indications point toward tumors. Some of them are about the size of a pea, apparently, and I guess one of them is like about as big as a quarter. So, pretty large and growing really fast. And they weren't that big the other day, right? Like it was like 3 weeks ago we had his other MRI, and they were not obvious tumors at the time. They thought they were just like little blood clots. So, where we are right now is we are hoping to talk to a neurosurgeon and have them do a biopsy. There's one tumor that's, I guess, like closer on the top of his brain, not deep in there. And so we want to do a biopsy on it just to say, okay, this is a tumor. It's not something else. I think talking to a doctor, there's a couple other possibilities that are not much better than a tumor, but most likely these are tumors. Like and that's the normal progression of this particular cancer. So, so what does this all mean? Well, it means that he's probably close to the end. We have either an option of taking him home on like hospice, and you never kind of know how these things go, but talking to her, our doctor, she said based off the size of them and how much they've grown already, you know, if he's not on chemo or anything to hold him back, likely likely will kill him in less than a month. So that's one of the things we're going to have to decide if we want to just take him off all treatment and just have as good of a time with him until he goes. The other is try a different treatment. There's another treatment that he hasn't been on that we would normally try, or it is given with tumors in the brain that we could try. There's no telling how he react to it, right? He could have a really bad reaction to it. It could be horrible. Or it could actually help shrink the tumors and get them under control. We really have no idea. I don't think it's ever been tried on this particular cancer. Now, they have tried it on other brain tumors and it has been effective, so or even sarcoma tumors, so there's at least reason to think that it might work, but likely when cancer metastasizes, even with him on like heavy chemo like he is, that normally means that it's pretty resistant to the treatment, and the treatment at best will maybe slow it down, but likely won't, kill it. So that's where we are. Not sure what's going to happen. I think right now we're mostly waiting to figure out what the biopsy is, and then decide, do we try to do more treatment or do we just take the hospice route? Yeah, that's what's happened today. Hope all the rest of you guys are having a better weekend. And whenever we figure out what's going to happen, I'm sure we'll tell everybody.